Welcome back to A Minute with Chelsea. When you are watching this, I will be in Morocco. And if you would like to see how Morocco is going, you have to follow me on Instagram, because that is where I do live updates on my Instagram story. The footage you see on TikTok is 2 weeks behind, because I film everything in advance to give myself time to breathe. Also, look at this. I have a lizard friend, a little pal, who lives outside on my back deck, and she's not even afraid of me anymore. Like, I film her so often and go outside and hang out with her, she just lets me. I have always loved lizards. When I was little, I wrote my very first short story with illustrations called Lasso That Lizard, and it was about my little pet who lived at my family's cabin out in the middle of nowhere. Then she had little baby lizards, and I carried those around in my front shirt pocket. I am making a Mississippi pot roast, which Jackson has never had. I'm making it for Jackson to try because it's my favorite food. It's like the best thing ever. Like, if you weren't browsing on Pinterest in 2015 and pinned the pin of Mississippi pot roast, like, where were you? We all ate it. It has a whole stick of butter in it. It just about kills you every time. Now that I've had my labs drawn for the doctor, I'm going to go get my labs read and go to my physical. Everything was fine. Everything was great. All my blood work got so much better. It's insane. Also, look at this. Look at this moth. It's dead. I'm sorry, it's dead. But I found it in the parking lot, and I moved it out of the parking lot and moved it into the grass because, you know, it deserves to be in the grass even if it's dead. I love it. It's called a Pandora Sphinx, and I think it's amazing, and it's huge, and I wish that it was fine and not dead. I had to stop at Harps because I had forgotten to get baby carrots, and baby carrots are my favorite part of the roast, but this happens every time I make the roast. I don't know what's wrong with me, but every single time I get the ingredients for it, I forget the carrots. It happens every time. And I've made this probably 20 times, and I've had to go back to the store 20 separate times to get the fucking carrots. And it's fine, because you don't put the carrots in until about halfway through, or else they'll turn into mush. But you have to put them in at least halfway through, or they won't get soft enough, and then you'll be pissed off because they don't taste right. If you want to know how to make it, you buy yourself a big chuck roast, a bag of baby carrots, a jar of pepperoncinis, and you buy a packet of ranch dressing mix, like the kind that you would use to make ranch dressing, and a packet of au jus gravy mix and 1 whole stick of butter. You dump all that in there, except the carrots. You wait about halfway through. So cook it on low for 4 hours, throw the carrots in, and cook it for at least another 4 hours until the meat is pull apart tender. You can do it with like a baby spoon. You should not have to put any pressure on that meat for it to break apart. And just stir it here and there. I leave mine on low. Maybe for the last hour, I'll crank it up to high if I'm in a like impatient mood. But yeah, it's the best thing you're ever gonna eat. You can serve it over rice, or you can serve it over potatoes. I prefer rice because I feel like the rice soaks it up a little bit better. Plus, rice is like my favorite food. Anyway, I did some laundry while my meat was cooking, and then I have to go over to the Carti Cancer Center because I have to get my vitamin infusions before I go to Morocco. I came back home and I washed the rice. This makes the most difference ever. If you're making white rice, wash it until the water runs clear. You can do it in the rice cooker, you can do it in a colander. Just stir it around with your hands and make sure that the water comes out clear. That way you've rinsed all the starch off your rice. It makes it less clumpy. It just tastes better, I promise. I throw mine in the rice cooker and it comes out fluffy and perfect every single time. And then you put the rice in the bowl and you top it with the roast. Look at that meat. Look at that gravy. It is fucking delicious. You can add more pepperoncinis if you like it a little bit spicier. I know pepperoncinis aren't spicy. Okay, I know that. But when they cook for 8 hours, something about it gives you like this low back of the throat heat. I also dumped some of the juice in there. So anyway, it's delicious. And Jackson said, yes, that's perfect. That's the sign for perfect, by the way. I also got my Halloween bowl out so I could fill it with candy for movie night.